to ourselves. There we go. Yeah, it looks like Martin can hear us now. Yeah, it looks like we still have a bit of a technical issue. We still can't hear Clyde on the broadcast. But yeah, as we were saying, we at Lime Rock Park this week, and the guys are going around. Yeah, this is round 3/4. We had a drop. Well, a dropped week last week because everybody wanted to watch the football. And now we're back after a 2-week break. And we 12 minutes into qualifying at this stage. We've got Simon Trendle leading the way in the GT4s, ahead of Wobbly Knee Camp in second and Tyler Newitt in third. In the TCRs, we've got Stephen Hawker leading the way this week, Sam Blees following in second, and Shane Powell in third. I'm sure Clyde will join.
Let me just have a test now. Can anybody hear me on the broadcast? I shall just wait for a reply. There we go. Martin, have you got any in-game sound yet? As in the noise of the cars?
Nothing in game at this stage.
No in-game sound. Okay, that's interesting. Why is that? Right, keep talking, Yaz. I'm just going to try something.
Still leading the way in the GT4s, just 2/100th of a second in front of Wobbly Knee Camp. Tyler Newitt in third, also very close behind. We've got a very tight GT4 field this week. Only 3/10 separate all 12 cars. In the TCRs, we've got Stephen Hawker leading the way, Sam Blees in second, and Shane Powell in third. What do we have there? We've got about 2 seconds difference in the TCR. So things are very tight. There's just a few more cars out on track at the moment. Jamie Wilson and Carl Hardy trying to put in a final lap time. See what they can do. Jamie comes around. He doesn't improve on his 9th place. And we've got Carl Hardy just coming around the last bend now. Can he improve on his 8th? No, he aborts his lap. So yeah, that is the standings. Once we get the grid up, then we can go through that.
Yeah, I've had a fiddle, as people saw, with the sound. Hoping that we've got some in-game sound now. But we're not going to know till the cars are on the grid.
Yeah. So once again, we've got the usual suspects up front. And this is going to be a tight race. Lime Rock Park, as we were saying to ourselves before the broadcast came up. Let's just go through the grid first. We've got Simon Trendle leading the way for Team Chimera, Wobbly Knee Camp for BSTV Esport Pink in second. Tyler Newett BSTV Esport Orange. Chris Shaw in BSTV Esport Pink. Eyelash de Vries Next Level Racing in fifth. Rob Venn in sixth, BSTV Esport Orange. Marco Lewert in seventh for VTS Esport. Stefan Goebel VTS Esport in eighth. Jamie Wilson Team Chimera. Adam Wright BSTV. Chris Needham in 11th for RWC Racing. And Jason Haddington RWC Racing 2 in 12th.
Okay, so in TCR, Stephen Walker takes away the pole position, and we've got Sam Blees, we've got Shane Powell, then Lee Bowden, Matt Elmore, and then Pete Bingham, followed by Gary Craig, Carl Hardy, David Ayres, and Brian Talker, and Russell Cowell rounds out the grid in TCR.
Yeah, we've got quite a big field today. 23 cars in total. That's a nice turnout for the race at Lime Rock Park.
Yeah, certainly is, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a good turnout there. And we know this is a very short track, so I have a feeling people are going to be getting in each other's ways.
I would have thought so.
Yeah, we're looking at like what we're looking at about a 51, 52 second lap for the GT4s. And just a second and a half slower in the TCR, so it's going to be tight. If there's any mistakes in the GT4s, the TCRs are going to be right in the mix, and that's obviously going to make things very difficult for the GT4s if they need to make their way back through the field.
So pace lap is underway. If somebody on the stream could let me know if they've now got in-game sound as well, that would be handy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Martin saying that he can hear the drivers in the chat.
Excellent. That's exactly what we wanted. Not.
Don't try and do that again, mate.
I'll tell you what, let's leave the drivers on tonight, shall we? That'll be a shock to them when they watch it back.
Hopefully they will behave themselves at least. There's quite a big gap that the TCRs have left to the GT4s, which is quite wise. As you said, this is a very short lap and very similar times between the GT4s and the TCR.
So let's try not to swear as much as normal.
Oh no, Pete heard us.
And we should see the GT4s pull away now as soon as they come around this last corner.
Yeah, do you think Simon's going to go early?
Well, he has to wait for the space car to pull in. The pit lane is a little way off, and they are getting tight there.
He's gone.
And that's Tyler getting squeezed by Wobbly on the inside there. But Simon is definitely away, and there's a bit of a squabble between the BSTV cars, the three BSTV cars following. But everybody seems to be away. And the TCRs are right on their tail despite leaving that gap. Obviously jumped quite early in that. Everybody seems to have gotten through at this stage. Everything's clean. Everybody's tucked up nicely behind each other. And this could be a very tight race for the next hour.
Yeah, certainly can't disagree with that, mate. What's happened here? Or is this a spoof? Let's have a look. Got Jason Haddington has done something.
Yes, he's stuck at the back of the pack now.
Oh, he got light, didn't he, going over the hill?
Yeah, oh, that's going to be some damage to that car. I'm sure he's going to have to put now.
Let's have another look at that from above.
Yeah, he's pulled into the pits to take his fast repair. He hit that wall quite hard there. I'm sure there's no way that the car survived that one. And that's what we were talking about. It's one of those momentum tracks. Only 7 corners, but it doesn't make it any easier, despite it being the short. And there we've already had our first casualty in the first lap.
Yeah, and where he went off there, it's that horrible little bump, isn't there, in the track that just tends to lighten the car up as you go over it, and yeah, that was it, gone.
Yeah, it's one of those corners you can't take flat out if you have the line perfectly correct. Otherwise, you just need to lift off a little just to get the car to land again once it goes over the top of the crest. And it looks like he just didn't have that control.
Ooh, somebody off in the background there. I believe that may have been Sam Blees. Let's have a look. Definitely somebody out on the grass. Yeah, he's just got some wheels on the grass there and lost a few positions because of it.
Yeah, once you get on the grass,
look at that angry pack coming up behind him. He's done well there. Good lad.
Yeah, that's one of those corners where you just, there's just so much grass with no grip, and easy to get on the outside there when everybody's trying to attack that corner as fast as possible.
And again, I think another one of the beauties of this track, as we're saying, the lead battle there for TCR, switch to the lead battle for GT4. This track is nearly impossible to get away from anybody.
Yeah, with like you said, this, it's almost flat out all the way. You just lift off and trail brake into most of these corners. I say corners. I use the term corners loosely, because all of them are at such a fast pace. And yeah, like you say, it's all about momentum. As soon as you lose momentum, that car's going to be right up your tail.
So we got there Marco Lewert, I believe that is, putting a move on Jamie Wilson.
Yeah, that's a good move there. I think that's going to be one of those corners that's going to see a lot of passes today. If you can just get into that slipstream behind the car ahead of you, and just get a little bit of a swing.
So let's have a look at Jamie's inset camera whilst we can see him in the picture. He says. There we can see how hard or not hard Jamie is having to wrestle this big old BMW around the track. That's really ooh. There was a lot of who's there?
Whoa!
that looked like a massive bit of netcode.
Yeah. Well, we saw Marco sliding out a little bit from the inside of the corner, and Jamie was right up against him, and just. Jamie gave me enough room, but I think he was just carrying a little bit too much speed there. But we'll need to see that again if there was any netcode in that one.
Again, it's look, see if I can get it from here. No. It's so annoying when it doesn't appear on the event tracker.
But yeah. And again, this track is so short. Jamie Wilson's back in that corner again, in the same corner, and that's just it. This track is so quick and so fast. Less than a minute. You could miss so much in a short space of time, and so much can happen in a short space of time. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't give you much of a rest, does it? Let's just have a look at Tyler here, because Tyler's got his camera on as well. Let's see how tidy his room is tonight. Yeah, not too bad.
I'm sure everything's just hidden behind him, behind that chair there.
He's changed the angle, hasn't he, so we can't see all the crap on the floor. That's what it is. Tyler looks like he's in need of a haircut, so I might have to get me clippers out.
He looks like he wants to give Wobbly a haircut at this stage.
He certainly does, doesn't he? Yeah.
All over the back of him now.
So let's have a look. That's not the one I wanted. I wanted that one.
Yeah. It's so quick around here. No hard braking zones. You're trying to carry as much speed as possible through every corner. I mean, this first corner was basically the slowest on these first two corners are the slowest on the track, and you can see this. It's not slow at all. And now they just pick up the throttle, and you hardly lift off until the end of the lap. It's just so fast and so quick around here.
Yeah, so the top four there are putting a little bit of a gap on Eyelash and Rob Venn in GT4s. Let's have a couple of minutes with the TCRs. So Stephen Walker has actually managed to get himself a 3-second lead over Shane Powell, who's leading that chasing pack there. Of Lee Bowden and Gary Craig. And I'm going to say this very quietly. Pete Bingham is in 5th. Obviously something going wrong there.
Yeah, I don't know why you want to say it quietly, because the louder you say it, you're probably going to jinx him even more. I think that's what you're after.
The trouble is he's listening. That's the trouble.
Yep.
So we have to be nice to him.
I didn't know that was a prerequisite. I thought if he was listening, that's when you start really being honest.
Let's have a look at Pete, shall we? Let's be nice to him. If we have a whole race where we're nice to him, that's really going to put him off, isn't it?
He's in a good position there in 5th place. You got Sam Blees, who went off a few laps ago, off in the first corner, now behind him. I'm sure you'll give him a hard time around here, but at this point in time, Pete looks like he's got it under control for now.
Well, you know, I have always said Pete is one of the most talented drivers I've ever seen on iRacing. He just doesn't have a lot of luck. I've got a possible crash. What's going on with David Ayres? Let's have a look at this. I just like pressing buttons. So he's all over the back there. Nearly, bit of overcorrection. There's a wall over there. It's just a brush. Managed to miss that one.
Just about.
And basically got away with it, yeah. And here's something, I don't know how.
Sam Blees has gotten past our friend Pete Bingham.
Yeah, I think Pete's probably just let him go for now because he knows he's got the speed over him ultimately at the end of the race. I've got a Chris Shaw going off track, which, if that's true, it's something you don't see very often. Although he hasn't lost any places, has he?
He hasn't lost much time either.
Oh no, just that was it.
Running a little bit wide on that final corner. He made that look a lot easier than what it really is when you go out on that grass at that speed.
Exactly.
You know, you can be very tempted to keep the throttle down and try and steer your way back onto the track there, but that just doesn't work. So he's obviously had some experience of going out there around this track, like everybody has.
Yeah.
I don't know a single driver who hasn't gone out wide there yet on this track.
And here's something that we missed, Yaz, a change of lead in GT4. Let's see how it happened. I think that basically happened because Simon got a couple of wheels on the grass and couldn't get a traction out of that corner. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, it looked a little bit easy there. I think he just lost a bit of his speed there. Lost his momentum coming around that corner, and Wobbly took advantage of that.
So let's flick back to that battle. So there is still 5 cars in it. No, Rob Venn has managed to get himself past Eyelash and tagging on the back of Chris Shaw.
Rob Venn and Stefan Goebel has passed Eyelash somewhere.
Yeah.
That so. Just looking at the lap times, it looks like Eyelash had a bit of a terrible lap the lap before this. 3 seconds, nearly 4 seconds slower than anybody around him. So he must have made an error somewhere, went off somewhere.
So this is Rob making the pass on Eyelash. He's out wide. He's on the brakes.
Yeah, also out on the grass there.
Yeah, and then Stefan also managed to get past. There's a bit of a gap between them there.
Probably I'll pull over now. Cheers, buddy.
Oh, he's gone wide again. Yeah, that would explain his slow lap.
Yeah. Just lost a bit of focus and concentration. He just needs to get back into the rhythm now and just remember to just keep lapping at his own pace and not trying to chase the guys ahead. See, Jamie Wilson's also made the pass now on him. Now it's just about, like I said, getting back into that rhythm of Lime Rock Park.
Yeah, and let's say obviously evening to Martin Brennan, who's busy working but watching. Spencer McCarthy says, "Hey, it's Media Week again," and Sir Alan Tune, Wobbly doesn't hang about. So no, although he was helped out by a couple of tyres on the grass from Simon Trendle. So let's just have a look at where we are at the moment. So leading the way in GT4 is Wobbly Kneecaps. Simon Trendle down to 2nd place. Tyler Newitt is trying to chase him down in 3rd. Behind Tyler we have Chris Shaw in 4th. And then Rob Venn in 5th. Stefan Goebel is trying his best to chase them down. And then we have, that is a lapped car in there of Jason Haddington. Jamie Wilson is in 7th. Just behind him there is Eyelash de Vries in 8th. And there is Chris Needham in 9th. We also have an Adam Wright in here. So, oh, there he is. He's in a bit of a battle there with Pete Bingham and Matt Elmore and Carl Hardy there. So that looks like a very good battle, doesn't it? Let's have a...
That's four cars very close together on the track there.
Yeah. Let's have a couple of minutes of this little battle. Matt Elmore has been putting the pressure on Pete for a number of laps now, but not able to get past yet.
Yeah, and we've got Adam Wright just in front of him. This is a nice train going around here. Is that, sorry, that's not Adam Wright, is it?
That is indeed. No, oh. Yes it is. Yes it is, sorry. It is Adam Wright, yeah. He's in 10th position in GT4.
GT4. Adam Wright coming off his win at the GTCC race on Sunday night.
Yeah, missed that. I was in Wales.
Yeah, very good race. Started in pole. 2 laps, 2 corners in, he was right at the back of the field as he put some wheels on the grass, and still managed to come back with a win there. So we know even though he's in 10th place here, I'm sure we'll see him chase down that back.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Over the hill.
Pete Bingham has got some speed in that car.
I was about to say Pete's doing well here to keep this pressure. just to absorb this pressure that is under here.
It's just
And
unlimited talent.
yeah, he's just got to focus on and keep looking in front of him. That's such a cliche to say in this this kind of racing, is to look in front of you, not in your mirrors. Just focus on your own race. Easier said than done. But as long as he does it and keeps going forward, you should be able to keep these guys behind him.
It is so easy to overdrive a corner because you're being pressured from behind.
And that's all they're trying to do behind you, is just to force you into some kind of mistake, putting that pressure on you, just to try and get you to put a foot wrong, put a wheel on the grass, brake a little bit too hard, and then they all over the back of you. So these three are doing well, doing what they're doing around you.
Yeah, Sam Blease has got himself up onto the third step of the podium at the moment with a pass on Gary Craig. It's just going to be a typical down the inside. Gary's not going to fight that too hard because he knows it's a done deal. He lives to fight another day.
And this battle still goes on.
Yeah, we've got battles all over the track at the moment, but I'm just sticking with this one because it does involve 3 cars.
Yeah.
Carl
I'm just
Hardy
looking at-
just sitting behind, isn't he? We're hoping to pick up some scraps here.
I'm just watching the timing screen, and something's happened between Gary Craig and Simon Powell. They're switching positions back and forth. So they must be going side by side.
Yeah, what happened to Gary? Because we see him get passed by Sam, but Sam has disappeared.
I think Gary and Simon Powell had a bit of a ding-dong battle there. But now Adam Wright is coming into this now to try and get past these TCRs. And with the lap times being so similar between the two classes, it's going to be quite a challenge getting through the traffic of the TCRs. For now, Adam Wright's doing it cleanly, but I think it's going to make the TCRs have to give him some space, and the close battles could be broken up.
Okay, let's go back to this one then. Let's go on board with Matt Elmore.
Sorry about the dodgy boys, I still want to get you in last corner.
So he closes up under braking, but then Pete manages to use his immense talent to get his car in the right place and get the power down.
Yeah, this is really one of those tracks that you really need to be a whole lot quicker to be able to make a pass. It's not just a case of going side by side and taking a gap and getting past you. You really need to, it's so tight and so close that there really needs to be a very big pace difference between the drivers to be able to just get past. And that you can see in this battle. Even if Matt Elmore is a little bit quicker in certain areas, it's not enough to get the pass done.
No, that's true. may have something with Jamie Wilson and Eyelash. Eyelash is putting it down the inside. Yeah, that didn't turn out well. Let's have another look at that from overhead.
Massive overspeed there, but yeah, just too much, carrying too much speed into that corner there. He was never going to be able to keep it tight and too wide around there and keep it clean. That's very unfortunate.
Okay, and we've had Wobbly has had a wobble, and Tyler has got past him for the lead in GT4.
Yeah, I think they, it's the battle through the traffic that we were talking about. That's so now coming to a head.
This is it. It must have been a fairly significant off track because there's a bit of a gap. He's gone wide there, lost the traction right at the start of the straight. That is so easy to do.
He did well to keep Simon Trindle behind
didn't
him.
He? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then now they're coming up to that lap traffic now, the TCRs, and yeah, this traffic management is going to really come into play now.
Carl Hardy is in the pits, Rob Venn is in the pits, so pit window must be open. And Wobbly has got back past Tyler. So let's have a look here.
And Rob Venn is up in the air taking tyres around here, so...
Oh, Tyler got balked there by Carl Hardy going into the pits.
It's my bad, man, sorry.
Yep. I think Carl was just looking to get out of the way of that traffic and putting early.
Yeah.
He's strategy, instead of trying to get bogged down and trying to dodge all of those cars trying to get past him, he unfortunately didn't completely get that right about dodging them, and Tyler just went to the back of him there.
So Tyler obviously carrying the number one as he is the current GT4 champion in this series.
Yeah, he does have a different challenge on his hands this season. You know, a few drivers have put their hands up for, you know, to want to take the lead in this GT4 series. You know, it hasn't been plain sailing and just easy wins around here. And that's good. It's good that there's been a challenge and he's been up for it. He has missed a race or two, but he's enjoyed the challenge of the other drivers coming in. You know, last year was he had a bit of a runaway, but it looks like there's a bigger field this season, and the quality of the GT4s they've definitely upped their game.
Yeah, we just see Simon Trendle and Chris Shaw navigating their way past Pete Bingham. So we do have a new driver in TCR tonight as well. Brian Talker, we've called him. Most people will know him as Ryan Walker.
I haven't heard him talk on the chat this evening yet.
Adam Wright in the pits. And I don't know whether that was just a temporary glitch there, but it looked like the front of his car came out as if it had damage and repaired itself. Which means he could obviously be using his fast repair if he's got some damage from somewhere.
Yeah, I think we may have missed it early on because he was right at the back of the TCRs at one stage. So he must have had an off somewhere that we missed.
This is horrible for Wobbly. He's got Pete Bingham the Pete Bingham Matt Elmore battle going on in front of him. These guys are side by. Oh, sorry, that must have been Gary Craig. It is,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Sorry, it's Gary Craig and Shane Powell.
yeah, but Wobbly's taken the opportunity
He has.
to go into
He's
to the
disappeared
pits.
into the pit lane. Let's have a look, see if he takes any tyres. Oh, he went too far. And he is taking something in the tyre department. We'll wait and see if that going too far in his box is going to shatter his dreams of the win. Jamie Wilson comes in. He's also taking tyres. So let's go back to the lead. So we run through the GT4s. Let's have a quick look at your TCRs. So Stephen Walker currently leads the way. Sam Blease is up into second place. Shane Powell now third, with Gary Craig putting all the pressure on him in fourth. Pete Bingham back to fifth. Brian Talker is up to sixth. Russell Cowell is seventh. David Ayres is eighth. And then these guys have pitted. So Lee Bowden currently in ninth. Carl Hardy in 10th. And Matt Elmore in 11th. As Chris Shaw comes into the pits.
It looks like we're in that window now.
We certainly are. Is Tyler going to come in? No, he's not. Not from out there, anyway.
Yeah, Tyler's got some free air at this point in time, so he's going to want to take advantage of that. And you know, we've seen the guys put to try and miss or skip the traffic. And Tyler's got a bit of free space. He is coming up to the back of who's that? Is that Sam Blease? Now, but yeah, but there's enough distance between him and Sam at this stage for him to take another lap at least. I think that the guys that are taking tires would probably be left side tires around this track.
Oh, without a doubt. It's like an oval, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's, you know, the left side tires take quite a beating in these high speed corners where there's not much braking taking place, but it's just needing to hold on. So that's probably what we're going to see them taking in as far as the tires go. And we see Sam Blease pull in now, which gives Tyler but some more time to just keep going around.
Not sure if these cars... no, he didn't go up on the jack, so no tyres for Sam Blease. Let's go back to this battle. This is Gary Craig and Shane Powell. Oh, who's that going round in the background? It looked like Stefan Goebel to me. Let's have a look. Is he going to get this all wrong? Is he going to get wheels on the grass? Is he going to get... Here he goes. Woohoo!
Yeah, and he was running in third place there when that happened. I think he's still up in third because the guys.
Yeah,
He
TCR
obviously
leader.
still needs to. He obviously still needs to pit.
Yeah, TCR leader has pitted. Second place Shane Powell pitted. So that leaves Gary Craig in the lead of the TCR battle, but he hasn't pitted. Pete Bingham is second, but he obviously hasn't pitted because he, with his immense talent, will tell Gary when to pit and then follow him in. So ultimately, Stephen Walker should get the lead back in TCR. So none of the top 5 in GT4 have pitted yet.
Tyler could have been saving quite a bit of fuel when he was running behind.
He's got an extra fuel tank anyway.
Yeah, he was running in that train for a little while. Ooh, this
that's
is
wide.
not ideal.
Oh, and there's another one. I think Adam Wright followed him off. Let's have a quick look. So we'll see the McLaren there disappearing off. Adam Wright has pretty much followed him round. Perhaps Adam thought that the McLaren had found a faster way round.
Some synchronized sliding there.
And while we're at it, we've got a David Ayres as well.
There's a big bump coming up there. Oh, he moved away from there.
What's David done? Is it going to be a little bit of a wheel to wheel there with the GT4? Okay, Tyler Newitt is in.
Right, let's see. Simon Trindle is now leading the race, and Tyler's in.
Simon stayed out. Tyler's probably taken 2 left tyres.
Yeah, Stefan Goebel and Eyelash de Vries coming past now, and Chris Needham, who hasn't pitted.
Yeah.
We're looking at Rob Venn is going to be the coming up the straight now.
There's Rob.
And he looks like he
is, isn't he? He's going to get
lead there.
He certainly,
yeah. He's got him. Now it's going to be a battle to the end.
Simon Trendle is in. So let's see where these guys come out in relation to Simon. So what do you think, Yaz? Do you think that's just the undercut, or do you think maybe Rob didn't take tyres?
Well, looking at the pit times, Rob was stationary for 2 seconds shorter than Tyler.
That's not tyres then, is it?
Yeah, that's possibly just a little bit less fuel. But knowing Tyler and the fuel saving, I don't know. We'll have to see how this plays out.
This is going to be close again. If Rob can hang on around the outs, but he can't. I was going to say if he can hang on around the outside, he's got a left-hander coming up, but Simon just managed to squeak out in front.
Yeah, that was good thinking by Rob there, not trying to do too much in battling that because that could go horribly wrong. We just saw 2 laps earlier, 2 cars go off there by just touching the grass just a little bit. So he managed that well to also keep Tyler behind him at the same time.
Okay, so Stefan and Eyelash are in. It's wobbly kneecaps that's really lost out in that round of pit stops.
And can we just take a screenshot for Chris Needham, who's now leading this race? The RWC guys have come in, and there he
is leading the race.
Yeah, the RWC guys have come in, and it was a steep learning curve for them up in the beginning, but they really are starting to pick up the pace. They are, they really are involved in the BSTV community on the Discord channel. So they are trying to get quicker and learning as much from the guys as they can. And even though he hasn't made a pit stop yet, he's leading this race.
So this is what I think happened to Wobbly.
Ooh. That's a big slide, and he's going straight for the wall there. Yeah. Oh. That's damage for sure.
Yep. And I think that is why we see him quite a way down the field now in 10th.
Yeah, you would have that looked like he could have picked up some wheel damage from that one, and would have needed to take his fast repair on that one. There's no way that car survived that unscathed.
So, Gary Craig and Pete Bingham both yet to pit.
Yeah, just something we must. Tyler has passed Rob Vin.
He has, hasn't he? Yeah.
Missed that somewhere.
Let's. Can't even find it. That's because I've scrolled all the way down. Let's have a quick look at that and see how it happened. Got a better run and he's going to go down the inside. Rob's not going to fight him too hard. His teammates know they're under the penalty of death.
It's
interesting from Wobbly on the chat. His cat pulled the USB out.
That's a new one. Haven't heard that excuse before.
No, well, at least Pete's listening, so he can add that to the book.
Okay, these two seem to be pulling away from Rob now.
They are, aren't they? I'm just going to go to Gary Craig, who still hasn't pitted. So we know one of Gary's favourite tactic is to run it till it's dry. He thinks, and I'm not going to disagree with him because he could be right, but he seems to think that is the fastest way to do a race with a pit stop. What's he doing lap time wise? So his last lap was a 54.75 and Stephen Walker did a 54.36.
Yeah, so he's still on the pace.
Yeah, he is.
At this stage, so is he? There's still quite a gap between himself and Pete Bingham, and then Stephen Walker behind Pete. So
we know he can't stay out forever.
yeah, well, we've nearly 40 minutes into this race now. What this does mean that it is going to be a very short stop when he does come in, because there's obviously just less fuel to take. And could that short stop put him in a good place? What is his lead now to the next TC? Pete Bingham's behind him, and then Stephen Walker's the first one who's pitted. What's that gap?
Yeah.
I think what he's benefiting from now is the fact that the other cars are in quite a bit of traffic. As you can see down the back of the straight there, that we just saw in that picture, there's quite a bit of traffic and GT4 is coming through that TCR field, and that could give him a little bit of an advantage in these laps before his pit stop.
So Pete could be playing the teammate game here and trying to keep Stephen Walker behind him, although he's just failed with that by the looks of it.
No.
Yeah, and they've got that's a lot of cars on one piece of track there. The GT4s are taking their time to get through this these two TCRs. Ooh, this could get messy.
Still watching, one eye watching Gary Craig to see when he comes in the pits.
Yeah, and you know, like I mentioned earlier, it's not just as easy as passing around here. The GT4s are you can see it's they followed these TCRs for a couple of laps before they could get past, because the pace differential is just not big enough to just easily breeze by like it is at some other tracks.
Yeah, Chris Shaw will get it done this time. So Wobbly's cat has broken his USB to his pedals.
I think he's just trying to put more credibility to the story of what happened in that crash there.
I wonder if Wobbly's cat is called Pete. Cool, there was a big wiggle there from Stephen Walker going over the hump. Okay, Gary Craig is in the pits.
We should see Pete Bingham in the pits shortly after that. Yep, he follows him in. He's obviously given Gary Craig the instructions to pit now.
Yep. So Sam Blees and Stephen Walker go past, as does Lee Bowden. Gary's going to come out in... Is he going to come out ahead of Shane? Yes, he's going to come out in fourth. So, here's a workmate battle for you. David Ayres and Carl Hardy.
Yeah, this is the battle for coffee tomorrow morning. Who's going to be making it tomorrow morning? The one who, well, actually not just tomorrow morning, for the rest of the week. The one who comes second in this race. Pete's come out in... Where did he come out now?
So Pete came out in 9th place behind Matt Elmore, so that didn't quite work for him. And I'm showing David Ayres is not pitted yet. I'm not 100% sure whether that's correct or not, but I think it could be because he was behind the Matt Elmore-Pete Bingham battle.
Can you see Eilish de Vries in the pits again?
Yeah, just see he came in. He's got some big damage there. Let's see if I can find... let's have a look at this, see if it's this one. No, I thought it was going to be there, but he gathered that up. Car's clean at the moment, so it's got to be here somewhere. Ooh! Oh, you're not going to stop that. Boom!
Oof.
Oh, what a pit entry! That has got to be worth watching again.
That was fabulous.
Let's have a look at that. That was fantastic. Well done, Eyelash.
Yeah, it looks like he's just put a foot on the grass here, and he tried to save it by keeping it flat out. It doesn't look like he tried to stop it there, and just went again. And
180 and into the pit lanes, helped by the tyres. That would have been even better if he had the furthest pit stall there, because he could have just hit the brakes. I like that. That was good. Enjoyed that.
Yeah, I think whatever happens here, he's made the highlights, and we won't forget that in a while. So what's happening in this race? We've got Simon Treadwell leading the way.
Yeah, we had the workmate pass.
It's quite a big gap between the two of them there now, from the last time we saw that. Ooh.
There he goes. So yeah, we've got 13 minutes to go. Simon Trendle currently leads the way, as you can see in GT4. Tyler Newitt trying to chase him down in second place, and Chris Shaw is running third. In TCR, Stephen Walker leads the way, over 5 seconds ahead of Sam Blees, who in turn is 10 seconds ahead of Lee Bowden.
Yeah, it looks like the tight battle we've got in TCR between Carl Hardy, Matt Elmore, and Pete Bingham again, but in different order this time.
Yeah. Eyelashes on the chat saying thank you. He gave his entrance a 9.
We gave it a 10. Don't cut yourself short there, Eyelash.
Teammate battle is over. As suspected, David Ayres did need to pit.
Yeah, I don't think Carl likes the taste of his coffee, and that's why I let him pass. But yeah, he has come into the pits now. Finally, that was a very long stint with only 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's a GT4 leader trying to get through this TCR battle.
Oh, Pete looks like he's wanting to take advantage of that.
I think Jason Haddington is going to get my award for the most off tracks tonight, because every time I look at my event viewer, I've got Jason Haddington went off track, Jason Haddington came back on track.
Yeah, he's running all the way down at the back of the field right at this stage, even right behind all the TCRs.
But the operative word there, Yaz, is running.
That's right. We've had a couple of drivers who have finished their evening. Wobbly, who's blamed it on his cat, if you've ever heard anything. Adam Wright is also out of this one, as well as Eyelash de Vries. We saw that pit entry. It was wonderful, but it has cost him the drive here.
So these GT4s coming through this little battle has benefited Carl Hardy. He's got a little bit of a gap over Matt Elmore now.
Yeah, and Pete's all the way on the back of Matt Elmore. And yeah, let's see if he can make some moves here in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, Pete ducks behind the GT4, looking for some extra tow. Oh, Matt Elmore. No, I thought he was going to get pushed really wide. Pete's trying to get there. He's using the force.
Yeah, this is going to get very exciting over the next few minutes, because we've got another 2 GT4s trying to get through, and we saw it's not just as easy as pulling it over to the inside and driving past. There is some work to be done to get through the traffic.
Yeah, there's still more GT4s coming. So that's Chris Shaw and Rob Venn are the next ones to get involved in this battle.
Yeah. Now Pete just needs to try and stay as close to them as possible, so that when they do make the pass on on Matt Elmo that he's right up there and ready to pounce?
Yeah, it split this battle up a little bit, but we've still got 8.5 minutes left, so it's you're right, it's going to tighten up again if none of these drivers put a wheel wrong. So it is the battle for 6th, 7th and 8th.
Yeah, so the GT4s are through this pack now. Let's see if Pete can pull up to the back of Matt now and give us a bit of a last few minutes sprint to take it home.
Yes.
And Matt Elmo and Carl Hardy battling is going to be in his favor because the two, it just naturally makes the two cars a little bit slower and gives him that chance to catch up. The GT4s have spread out a little bit up front. There's no real tight battles going on there with Simon Trendle leading the way over Tyler Newitt and Chris Shaw. Rob Venn in 4th and Jamie Wilson in 5th. And the TCR is also quite spread out up front. It's just this battle that's the tight one at the moment.
Yeah, this is the closest battle on track. And it's going to go all the way for the final 6.5 minutes, in fact.
Yeah, and 6.5 minutes around here is still another 8 laps. This is such a short track that you get maximum laps out of this track.
Carl defended hard there into turn 1.
Yeah, we've seen the outside line not be the way to go around here. Lots of drivers went off on that particular corner on the outside.
This is bringing Pete back into the battle.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about. He's now right up on this battle to get involved.
Going to the end.
Yeah, Carl's doing well here to soak up this pressure that Matt Elmo's putting on him. Ooh. Yeah, that was a little bit tight there.
Yeah, I think Matt was lucky that curb there is fairly flat, isn't it? It didn't fire him outwards into Carl.
It's all about the love taps.
I actually felt like I was the meat in the sandwich.
Well, it's good to be me.
Right?
Yeah, you can just hear them. Yeah, you can see the drivers getting interested in each other here now at this stage.
They're thoroughly enjoying themselves, though, aren't they?
Yeah, Carl's soaking up this pressure really well. I'm sure he's sweating buckets at the moment, but he's doing really well.
Carl sweats buckets doing nothing.
I need a number 2.